Chad was the star quarterback of his high school football team, a role he cherished deeply. He was living the dream, basking in the glory of every victory. Well, almost. Chad had a secret. He was vegan, a fact he kept hidden from everyone. In his small, conservative town, football and meat were practically inseparable, like two sides of the same coin. Chad cringed at the thought of his teammates finding out. They'd never understand his choice. They'd think he was weak, not tough enough to be their leader. His reputation, built on touchdowns and toughness, would crumble faster than a poorly constructed defensive line, leaving him vulnerable. So Chad lived a double life, balancing his public persona with his private beliefs. Friday nights were for football and the obligatory post-game burger photo op, a tradition he couldn't escape. Mondays, however, were for Chad, a time to unwind and be himself. Meatless Mondays, to be precise, were his sanctuary. It was his little way of staying true to himself, even if it meant sneaking veggie burgers when no one was looking, savoring each bite in secret. He loved animals, always had, finding joy in their company. Growing up, he cried during that ASPCA commercial with Sarah McLachlan's song, feeling a deep connection to the cause. He even volunteered at the local animal shelter, finding solace in the company of furry friends who wouldn't judge his dietary choices, offering him unconditional love and acceptance.
One bright Saturday morning, Chad found himself at the local animal shelter, diligently cleaning kennels and eagerly hoping to play with a playful Labrador puppy named Bruno. While there, he bumped into Stacy, another dedicated volunteer who was known for her bright, infectious smile and even brighter, colorful tie-dye shirts.
Stacy was everything Chad wasn't. Outspoken, passionate, and unapologetically herself, always standing up for what she believed in. She even had a bold bumper sticker on her car that read, "Meat is murder," a strong statement in their conservative town.
They struck up a lively conversation, quickly bonding over their shared love and passion for animals. During their chat, Chad learned that Stacy was a dedicated vegan too, and had been living that lifestyle for many years. He was genuinely surprised. She didn't fit the stereotype of what he thought a typical vegan would be like. She was cool, funny, and didn't judge him for his love of football, making their connection even stronger.
Know you've been a good friend.
As weeks turned into months, Chad and Stacy became good friends. They'd spend their Saturday mornings at the shelter, walking dogs, cuddling cats, and talking about everything under the sun. Well, almost everything. Chad still hadn't worked up the courage to tell Stacy his secret.
One day, while cleaning out Bruno's kennel, Stacy noticed a sticker on Chad's water bottle. It was the logo of his favorite veggie burger brand. She raised an eyebrow, a playful smirk spreading across her face. "Don't tell me," she teased. "The star quarterback has a secret love affair with veggie burgers."
Chad froze. He felt like he was about to fumble the winning touchdown. He had been so careful, so discreet. How could she possibly know? Stacy's words stuck with Chad, echoing in his mind long after their conversation ended. He had been so focused on hiding who he was that he hadn't stopped to consider that he might not be alone in his thoughts and feelings. Maybe, just maybe, he could use his platform to speak up for animals, to be a voice for the voiceless. But the thought terrified him, sending shivers down his spine. He could already hear the locker room jokes, the laughter at his expense, the snide comments from opposing teams, mocking his beliefs, and the disappointed looks from his coach, who might not understand. He wasn't sure he was ready to be that brave, that different, to stand out in such a bold way.
"Look, I get it. It's your life, your choice, and it's not an easy one. You don't have to shout it from the rooftops or make grand gestures. But maybe, just maybe, you can be a quiet influence, a subtle force for change. Order a veggie burger when you're out with the team. Show them a different way. Talk about your love for animals. Share your passion with those around you. You'd be surprised how much of a difference even small actions can make, how they can ripple out and inspire others."
Chad left the animal shelter that day, feeling a mix of emotions, fear, hope, and a newfound sense of determination. He knew he wasn't going to become an animal rights activist overnight, but maybe, just maybe, he could find a way to be true to himself without sacrificing everything he had worked so hard for. He still had a lot to figure out, but one thing was for sure. Meeting Stacy had planted a seed, and sometimes all it takes is a single seed to start a revolution.